Hello everyone, welcome to Heads BBQ. This is the first episode. Today I'm going to be smoking and then searing off a Wagyu Tri Tip on the Weber kettle. So let's get started. I like to Jaccard a Tri Tip because they can be kind of tough sometimes, especially the thicker ones. I know some people may disagree with me, and hey, that's fine. You cook how you want to cook. But I like to go ahead, get some extra tenderization in this, and it also helps get some seasoning down in the meat. Today we're going to be using Killer Hogs AP seasoning to start. And so a light dusting of this AP seasoning. If you haven't used Killer Hog seasoning, I definitely recommend it. Malcolm's got some great rubs and spices. Is now that I've applied the AP, I'm also add the Killer Hog steak rub. You can use any steak rub that you like. Before I found this stuff, I was pretty big on Montreal steak, but you can season it however you wish. And after we get a good coat, we'll pat it in, and then we'll get our grill started, and we'll just let this sweat out for about 15 minutes. Don't forget to get the sides. We'll let that sweat out. I've got some charcoal briquettes. These are Kingsford. You can use whatever kind you like. I'm going to take a Royal Oak tumbleweed fire starter and my handy dandy torch and get the charcoal going. As you can see, I'm using the Vortex turned upside down as a charcoal holder because I'm going to cook over here on the indirect side, smoke it, and then move it over reverse sear style and sear it off over the coals. I'm going to be using a chunk of hickory to give us some smoke flavor, and stay tuned. It's going to be good. All right, we're going to go ahead and get this positioned on the grill. And then we're going to cover it up and let it go till we reach an internal temperature of 110 degrees. Should take about 30 minutes. It's been about 25 minutes since I put the tri-tip on. When it reached an internal temperature of 90 degrees, I went ahead and flipped it just to try to promote even cooking. One thing about the Weber kettle, if you're not familiar, wherever you've got your meat, the vent needs to be over the top of it when you're doing indirect so that it pulls the smoke around the meat and up and out. But we're at 109 degrees, so we're getting really, really close. Once it hits 110, which it just did, I'm going to go ahead, pull the probe, and then move it over on top of the coal. And we're going to let it go for about 1.5 minutes on each side. All right, it's been about 1.5 minutes. See those good grill marks? This is going to be a fine steak. Try to get some good contact with the grill. This is a bigger piece of meat, so I can't cross hatch it. But like I said, just be cognizant of the fire, because with Wagyu, unlike any other kind of meat, it is very prone to burning. All right, and that's about as comfortable as I am letting it go over those coals. We'll move it over, let it rest for about 10 minutes, and then we'll slice into it and show you what we got. All right, welcome back to Heads BBQ. Now we're to the fun part. Now we get to slice this bad boy up and try it. What's important is you got to figure out which way the grains are running, and the grains are running across this way, so I'm going to slice across them on these end pieces. I'm going to want to kind of lay my knife over a little bit. Let's get one of these slices here out of the middle. Still got a good pink center. Good medium rare. Now let's try it. Man, that is some excellent tri-tip. If you've never cooked a tri-tip, and in the South this can be a fairly rare cut of meat, do yourself a favor. Let's review what we did. We basically took this. It was a 1.25 pound Wagyu Tri Tip. We seasoned it with some all-purpose seasoning and some steak rub. Let it sweat for about 15 or 20 minutes, just so those flavors would get in it. Then we brought it out to the Weber kettle. Got some hickory smoke on it until it reached an internal temperature of 110 degrees. And then from there, we seared it off over the direct coals, and then let it rest for 10 minutes and sliced it up. And this is going to feed my family well tonight. So thank y'all for joining me on this video, and I hope you learned something. And we'll see you on the next one.